Hello, welcome everyone to the Round 19 NRL Punters preview. I'm going to quickly recap a bit of last week and talk a little bit about Origin teams as well. Main thing we're here for is obviously value picks for Round 19. I'm going to do something different. There's only 5 games in Round 19 for the NRL. So when I screen share from the odds comparison tool to pick out value picks for you guys, I'm going to use the premium odds comparison tool. So I'll talk about all that a little bit later, but let's get into the fun stuff first, and then I'll go back a little bit. So firstly, guys, what you see on the screen, if you just Google Wicky Linktree, all our stuff is here free. You can see all our socials. Obviously, if you followed our stuff for a while, it'd be really, really helpful if you could follow along. Obviously, that's free to do and like our stuff to obviously get us out there with the Aussie public, because obviously, yeah, we've gone nuts in terms of socials the last 3 months, and it has been paying off, but obviously the more the merrier. Our Discord, free to join. It's got over 3,000 people in there. Awesome if you could get along to that. Wicky Premium, I'll talk about a little bit later. But as I said, our stuff will be free, our odds comparison tool, our previews, the podcast and the article, and the Discord. But if you want earlier and exclusive access, we've got Wicky Premium, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. The website, we've also got a partnership now with BetRight. We get an introduction fee for everyone to refer, so I just wanted to be upfront about that. But I've been using their product for a little while. Pretty cool. I'll talk about some of the perks later. But yeah, really good website. And if you want to make a BetRight account, you can do so over here. Please gamble responsibly, obviously. But I know for try scorers, it does help to have a few different accounts to get variance. To exposure to a few different, to good odds, basically. And Draft Stars, which is like similar to NRL Fantasy and Supercoach, but it's paid. They usually have like roughly a $10,000 prize. I know for Origin, they have a $10,000 prize pool. And for Origin, they usually have a $14,000 prize pool. So those can be pretty popular, as you can imagine. We'll update these with Round 19 links, guys. So the podcast I'm doing right now, that'll be here. The article will be right here. All the stuff, all here. Just Google Wicky Linktree. You'll find everything all in one place. But let's get into it, guys. I'm going to get straight into it first and then do a little bit of just do a humble brag and talk to you about some of the stuff we've been up to in a little bit after that. There we go. All right, cool. So first things first, I wanted to go through Origin teams. I don't know what to say. Like before the teams got announced, I was thinking, all right, there's chat in the media that it's game 3 and Freddie might want to change things up. And I thought, well, I did put it out there on our Discord and Tripod and everything that the Maroons minus 1.5 I thought was an awesome value play. Look, Origin historically has been close. It's always been close. And even when Queensland had their 8-0 run, I think they only won 1 or 2 series 3-0. But I think the problem here with New South Wales is in some of those series, Queensland had immortals and the Blues had guys that were doing really well in club footy and then getting a crack. But there was just no cohesion, and they just didn't have the aura of the Queensland side. Whereas I think the problem now is that the sides on paper aren't significantly different. Like before game 1, it was in Adelaide, so it was a neutral venue, and I thought New South Wales were favourites by I think about 2 or 4 points, and I thought that was crazy. I thought it was pretty much 50-50, and a lot of people did. And obviously, we bet on that, and it paid off because obviously Queensland won that one, like a really brave come from behind win with the man down. Game 2, played in Queensland, it was pretty close for, I don't remember exactly, I had a few too many beers, but it was a relatively close game, and then Queensland won, I think it was 36-6 or whatever. And then going into this game, you can see here, the Reece Walsh is suspended, so they've got AJ Brimson in, Flegler is injured, so they've got Horsburgh in. I think those are their only 2 changes. So they've got 2 changes in their 17. And then you look at New South Wales and it's like, what the hell is going on? I'm going to try to not make this an Origin pod, so I'm going to zoom through this a little bit. Obviously, everyone else in the media has had their say, but I thought Queensland have looked really good. They've got combinations now in their spine. It looked really slick towards the end of that 36-6 win. And even if you look at the Cowboys, for example, they're playing really well. The Titans beat the Broncos a couple of weeks ago without Tino from memory. And they looked all right last week. They were close against the Raiders as well. Who else do we have? The Storm are obviously doing, well, I know they got beat by the Panthers, but I think that says a lot. The Panthers beat Melbourne in Melbourne with no Cleary, and the Panthers team has been the core of the New South Wales team. But then you get to Origin and it's like, the Panthers are the core. They're the best team in the last 3 or 4 years, but they just haven't gotten the job done. So I just think it's really interesting. Like I grew up like not following rugby league seriously. Like I was just a casual fan, and then I got into NRL fantasy, and then I got into try scorer punting, and that's how I've kind of learnt the game. So when a lot of these like analysts talk in the media, I was like, oh shit, like I really don't want to be arguing with these guys because what the hell do I know? But I think it's just really the other thing that I think is interesting is like if you look at the back three, you got James Tedesco and Brian To'o and even Adam Carr. They are ridiculously good at racking up 200 run meters, kick returns, all that kind of stuff. And I remember someone said that in last year's Origin previews, and I was like, oh wow, like because I don't tactically know my rugby league that well. I was like, shit, oh man, I'm worried here. Like New South Wales look really good here. Oh, don't worry, but like New South Wales look really good here because of that. And it's like, well, they keep getting beaten out by class, and it's like even okay, fine, like the spine has been aside from Tedesco, who's been the constant. Now we've got Moses did play the first. So what was it? It was Cleary and Luai game 1, Moses and Luai game 2, and then Moses and Walker game 3, and then it was Appy starting game 1, Robson starting game 2, and Cook starting game 3. What the hell's going on? It's just nuts. And you got like Martin and Murray game 1. They came off the bench. I think Murray, maybe Murray wasn't playing, sorry, I forgot. But game 2, I know that Murray had that groin issue and he only played like 30 odd minutes. Apparently, like must have been because of that injury. Martin was excellent in game 1 because of his concussion, couldn't train for game 2. They've gone like the only thing that is good about this New South Wales side is the fact that they've gone Cody Walker, Cook, and Murray in the starting side. Like I can't see that changing, and I think that's good. And now Kolomotongi as well, which I think helps. But it's obviously no disrespect to these guys because they're all seasoned NRL players, right? Like Jacob Saifidi, he's been okay this year. I don't think he's been better than I think he was actually better last year from memory, but he's been okay. But how the hell does he make it like in front of someone like a Nat Butcher, who's got the pedigree to be like a long-term New South Wales player, grew up through the ranks, I'm pretty sure coming through all the junior New South Wales rep side and stuff. One of the guys, I think it was Matty Johns, no, maybe it was Willie Mason or whatever. Like one of the guys in the media mentioned, if Isaiah Yeo is not your ball playing lock, holding things together, what role is he playing for you off the bench? Why was Junior Bolo dropped? I'd love to hear a little bit more about that. Nothing against Reece Robson. He did a great job in game 2. I think he'll be a long-term Origin player for sure. If he's like not the Origin hooker, I think he'll always be like on the bench or like the next in line for the next handful of years. Because obviously Cook and Coruscant, I think, are both into their, well, Cook's a bit older, but I think Coruscant's even turning 30. So I can understand why he's there. And Gutho. Everyone loves Gutho, King Gutho. But it's just the same as Nico Hines in game 1 now. Like you've got a back and a hooker on the bench, and then you've got like a lock who's used to big minutes and like being like a ball playing lock or whatever with the Panthers guys, but that you don't have Cleary and Luai in the team or Coruscant. And then you've just got Yo on the bench just because it's like probably awkward to drop him. Like, what? And then Jacob Saifidi over like guys like Nat Butcher, or his brother, Daniel Saifidi. Why the hell was actually the one that pisses me off the most? Utsi Kamanu played 12 minutes in game 2. Put that aside. He's a young gun. Again, he's gone through all the New South Wales rep teams coming up. Why the hell was he dropped for Jacob Saifidi? It just like makes no sense. And the other one that the media is talking about, like Bradman Best, he had an awesome game up against a Bulldog side that put like 66 points or whatever on them. But like he skipped Matt Burton, who was 18th man for the first 2 games, did a great job for the Panthers in the centers a couple of seasons ago. His bombs would have been awesome in Origin once again. He was obviously really good last year. And now Bradman Best is in the side. Like it's just like the inconsistency, I think, of going to Cody Walker. It's almost impossible for him to be selected as the number 6 next year because you'll be like, I think 35. And you'd think like Cleary would walk straight in, which makes like Luai much more likely to get picked. If not, they'll be like, oh, no, Hines won the Dally M and then backed it up with a prelim in 2023. You got to pick Hines or whatever. Like, I just don't see like the narrative for Walker to be picked next year. So why the hell is he being picked this year? And they finally made the Marty. Anyway, I'm going to stop now, but I would be absolutely shocked if New South Wales come to close to this Queensland side. really excited for the game. It is Origin, you know, we'll definitely have some value try scorer picks and stuff. But oh my God, like I'm so keen to hear other people's opinions on this because yeah, so far whatever I've heard in the media has been like chaos and confusion. Anyways, let's move on. Um, I'll get into a little bit about last week's try scorer picks. Um, it's not just to brag, by the way. Like we've had since Magic Round, which is round 10. So round 10 to round 18, that's 9 rounds. I think half of those have been like I know personally, they've been my biggest ever or my best ever punting weekends. And I think going off the picks, we haven't updated the bets tracker since round 13. It's a nightmare to do. But I'm going to try to do that the next day or two to bring us up to date with our picks and how we've been going. But fair to say we've been going bloody well. Like we've had round 10 was huge, round 14 was huge, round 16 was huge, and round 18 was huge. Like it's been a few really, really good weekends for our value picks. And honestly, it's no surprise. Like it's funny, like going through last weekend, halfway through, if you guys follow our picks on Wiki, on the website and the punters preview, etc. Like I was actually kind of frustrated that we had so many value plays on Thursday, Friday, and I think even the first Saturday game, whatever, and they weren't coming off. And a lot of this stuff that I pick is, you know, like a 4-1 or a 10-1, or a lot of these like first try scores at 26-1 or 50-1. So of course they're not going to come off every game. But I was a little bit like frustrated that, you know, holy shit, like there's so much value last weekend, full 8 games of the NRL. And then it all came to a head from Saturday night, and then Sunday was incredible. So I'll talk you through it now very quickly. The first game, everyone had the same gamers on. Most people won theirs. As you guys know, I do very little, like almost no multis and same game multis. Very rarely do I put one out for fun. A couple of my anytime try scorers got up. Talakai and Ravalava both at a good price. A couple of the guys were asking about who do I get on for first try scorer, like a safer pick. And I said, oh, Ravalava at 19 looks all right. And obviously ended up getting up, but it wasn't an official pick. So I won't show off about that one. But these two got up. But overall, like you guys know that I need to be hitting these bigger odds picks because they're like I personally barely punt on smaller. Like if stuff is like $2 and $3, I either don't like punt on that at all or put a really small stake on. I'm all about the bigger odds stuff because I know that we have a bigger edge in that usually. Move on to the next game. Warriors, Rabbitohs. That was a bit annoying with some of these bench, like these forwards swapping between the starting line and the bench. This was incredible value. So basically, Josh Curran was in the second row. I forgot exactly what happened, but I think you know what? I forgot what happened. Maybe it was Neil Corey. Someone was in the second row. They got injured or ruled out. Mitch Barnett got moved there officially, but I think it was TAB and a few other bookies that hadn't changed the price. I broke this to our premium members. I think it stuck around long enough for me to break it to everyone else, like the free members who get our news, like usually half a day or a day later, because obviously the premium guys pay for it. So I feel like I have to give it to them first. But yeah, Barnett was incredible odds. So he was like say $41 for first try scorer second half, as an example, first try scorer in the game, right? He should have been around that $25 to $30 mark as a price. And as a matchup, he's on Sean Johnson's right edge. So this was an excellent play. It didn't pay off, but I was really, really happy that I was able to get that out to our premium members and also to everyone else. And hopefully you guys, got on that. But unfortunately, didn't get up. But this is what we're going for. We're going for value. That was priced, I would say, roughly 1.5 times what it should have been for all of these markets. So if you get on these long term, like hopefully you understand that that's how you're going to be making money long term. Storm Panthers. Hughes was incredible value here as well, but didn't get up. A few of these guys I really liked. Obviously, they didn't get up either, but this kickstarted our hot run of the weekend. So Harry Grant, first try scored at 34, got up. I think what did he do? He like stopped, what's going on? But yeah, he stopped one of the Panthers guys kicking it, put his hands up, the ball just ricocheted randomly, picked it up and scored. It's freaking awesome. So first try scorer tip got up $34 here with Harry Grant, which is great. Scrolling down a little bit, Raiders, Titans. I don't think we had a winner. This is really annoying. For whatever reason, Wyden and David Fafita were the same price for first try scorer and anytime try scorer. And I only noticed like a little bit before the game, I didn't tip David Fafita separately to Whiten, but I actually put like a fun same game. Oh, actually, it wasn't fun. It was a really good odds same game multi for Whiten and Fafita both to score a try anytime, $12.50, and it was like $7 or $8 everywhere else that multi. Anyways, frustrating, but David Fafita scores. So that bet would have won if I put it on here. But nothing else did. So I'll move on. Oh, Tanner Boyd was an extremely good price here. He was paying $67 to score the first try in the second half, which is almost double what he should have been. And like first try scorer for the team with 34. This is for the premium members. I think the price might have gone to like 26 or whatever by the time most people saw it, maybe. But still, like incredible price. And you can see why I was getting frustrated because all these like really good prices like weren't eventuating. And I was like, oh, this weekend's just not going our way except for Harry Grant. And then got to the Cows and Tigers game, bang. Another first try scorer, Tommy Dearden gets up to 21. He's done this like 1 in every 10 games or so he's playing in the NRL now, like freakish strike rate. And then Utsu Kamada was 81s for first try scorer. I know they were big outsiders and obviously they ended up being spanked, so I won't talk too much about it. But again, that was a really nice price. And Fini Fuyaki, this guy is one to look out for. So if he's named on the bench again and he's like a juicy price, like 29s or 34s or whatever on 365 again, that is great value. I saw him score 2 tries the 2 games before this, but I didn't watch him closely enough. So this game I watched him closely. He's a beast. He's really, really powerful. I really like him, and I'll be on the lookout for him in future weeks. And this is where it gets good. So Broncos Dolphins. This Nicarima news broke on the Wednesday, I think it was, where someone put like a journo put a tweet out that Bennett said that Nicarima is going to be playing fullback. Hammer's going to move to center. And I think I might have put a little bit of money on it. I might have let the premium guys know, hey, this might be happening. A few hours later, or maybe like a day later, NRL.com officially announces that Wayne Bennett said this is happening. And like a few different bookies, mainly Tab, did not change the price still. So no one had any excuses. The premium guys got on and everyone else got on. And like, yeah, everyone should have been winning on this because it got up. He scored the 3rd try of the game. So first, second, or 3rd try got up to 13s. ATS got up at 5. And I think to the premium guys initially, we also had like FTS team at about 15 or 17, I believe, as well, which got up as well, which is awesome. And JMK, Marshall King, I think he scored. Actually, wait, did Nicarima score the 2nd try maybe? Because I know, oh no, sorry, Marshall King didn't score one of the first 3 tries, but he scored anytime try score at 7s and he got team last try score at 26s. So this started the run of this being a really freaking good weekend. Unfortunately, none of the really big odd stuff got up, but these were like really good prices, and this week broke early mail, so I was pretty happy with that. And then going to the last 2 games, it was a really freaking good Sunday. I never bloody bragged about this, but anyways, what happened here? So we got Lockie Fitz. This got up. He scored the 2nd or 3rd try, I forget now, but Lockie Fitz got up 1st, 2nd, or 3rd try at 11s. Hastings scored the 1st try, so he got the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd try at 19s. I wish I had him first try score at 51s as well, but I thought this was way better. 19 times 3 is 57. I thought that price was much better than the 51s FTS. And one that's not on here because the price had gone by the time I put it out to everyone else, but the premium guys got this on Tuesday night, which is when I put the picks out for the premium guys. Kurt Mann, $67. So as you guys know, Kurt Mann used to be a back. He's now like a utility hooker, lock kind of player. I thought 67 was a great price up against the doggies who have like a really, really undermanned like pack, especially their bench forwards. And he scored the first try in the second half at $67 odds. So I don't have that in there, but obviously, yeah, a few of the guys got on that as well, which is incredible. So you're thinking at this point, Grant at 34s got up, Dearden at 21s got up, and like 3 different first, second, or thirds and whatever else got up. There was Nicarima, Marshall King, Fitzgibbon, and Hastings. So already it has been an incredible weekend. And then we get to the last game, Manly v Roosters, and Cherry Evans gets up as well. I think he scored. I'm going to say the 2nd try. I think he scored the 2nd try. So 1st, 2nd, or 3rd at 13s gets up. ATS at 5s gets up. And I think Team LTS. No, it didn't. Team LTS didn't. Hang on. But he scored 2 tries. So that was awesome. And I think that was it for the game. So yeah, anyways, I'm sure you guys are getting a little bit bored for me talking through last weekend, but I hope like it's not meant to just be a brag, but it's more meant to be like trying to explain the different ways that we try to get on like early mail and team changes and good prices early in the week. If you are punting casually and for fun, keep getting on your same game multis and your picks last minute, because obviously this isn't your first pro, but if you're trying to punt long term to make money, or you're punting quite a bit on the NRL, then this stuff is obviously how we're helping you find value. And it's not new, you know, like I think a lot of the guys are like, oh wow, this went really well last week and I'll get onto premium or I'll check this guy's stuff out more. This is not something short term. You will not do well on something like this if you only get on for like 2 games or like a week or something. You need to be able to get on something like this for a month. And that way, if you miss a pick, you miss a price, whatever, a little bit of bad luck, it'll even out because you know if you keep getting on value long term, it'll pay off. All right. Anyways, just very quickly, guys, before I get into the picks for this round, I wanted to. That's right. I wanted to just quickly. So Wicky Premium, when I launched this 3 weeks ago, you guys know that I've kept our stuff free for 3 years or just a bit more than 3 years. Discord's been up for over a year. Odds comparison tool, as I said, it's been up for 3 years, right? And it was meant to be free. It was meant to be free long term, and it was up until the bookies changed the price on us. The markets were changing. We realized that we just can't keep offering all this stuff out for free for everyone. So I've created 2 levels of our paid subscription. So I think we've got like, was it 30? I think we've hit 30 people now on Josh Poppers, and the limit's going to be 50. So if you are keen on, basically, if you're new to our stuff, it might be better to actually like read our articles from the past, look at our bets tracker from our Linktree, all that kind of stuff to see what we do. Because if all you want to do is put on same game multis and stuff, like I basically don't give out picks for that. So our Discord does. There's 3,000 people on there chatting footy, and I probably put out like one every week or whatever. But if you're punting for fun and punting casually, this is not for you. If you're punting a lot, if you're trying to make money long term, or if you love the NRL and you watch every game and you're punting on every game, that's when this kind of thing is worth it and easily worth it. So please gamble responsibly. And obviously it's not like financial advice and all that kind of stuff, but we have our records up for this year. I've been doing this for over 10 years. Wicky's been around for 3 years. Get on the value punting channel on our Discord, and a lot of the guys that have been using our stuff for a few weeks, a few months, or some of them have even been around from the days I used to post on Facebook groups and Twitter a couple of years ago. But anyways, really quickly, what the $20 gets you access to the premium odds comparison tool that I'm going to show you in a second in the podcast, and I'm going to go through picks for that. And it gets you access to like a private Discord channel for all the Wicky Premium guys. So that's what you get for $20 a fortnight. We've only got like a handful, I think 6 or 7 people on this. And then we've got like 30 people on this, because if you are making the most of it, $50 a fortnight is nothing for what we're trying to do over a long period of time. And you should be more than comfortably making money back off this. So what this has, it's got a private Discord announcement channel where only I post when there's 24 hours a day before every game. Teams update with their initial changes, and an hour before each game they have their final team, so they can't change from there. I used to do this for free for like the last year or two, whatever, obviously, as you guys know. But obviously since we launched Wicky Premium, that's for the Josh Puppers, the $50 a fortnight guys. So they get those messages saying, holy shit, I'm just going to make up a name here, but Tavita Pangai was on the bench. He was $67 for first try scorer, but the Dogs pack is stuffed and he's starting in the second row now. He's paying like 1.5 or 2 times what he should be paying. Get on Sportsbet now, $67, Pangai Junior first try scorer. And you guys know, if you've been in the group, how long I've been doing this for, how much success we've had with these plays. But that's what you get for being in the Josh Puppers group. The other thing you get is you get early access to my picks on the Tuesday evening. That is probably like, I'd say arguably like the most valuable thing, because all the value's out there on a Tuesday night. If you're punting on game day, you've missed most of the value. Like you'll get some good bets, but if you're trying to do this seriously, you're trying to make money long term, and you're trying to like actually get the most out of NRL punting, you have to be getting on Tuesdays. And I open up the full odds comparison tool to both of the paid guys, the paid members, sorry. But I put out my picks in the article and stuff on a Tuesday night, so people can actually make the most of it. They don't have to do the hard work of going through all these sites and stuff. I do that for you. I put it all out there. So, and yeah, if you imagine you do this for a month, you're spending $100, but you're getting all of this. I struggle to think how you're not making that $100 back. But anyways, Google Wiki Linktree. This link's right there. You can check it out for yourself. Enough of that, guys. Let's get into the picks for this week. Obviously 5 games, so hopefully a little bit quicker than usual. I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can see all the. Oh, how am I doing this? There we go. That should help. Give me a sec. All right, cool. So this is the odds comparison tool that the premium members get access to. It has all. Yeah, there you go. It has all 11 websites. Sorry, one second. It's got all 11 bookies. It's got 4 markets. It's basically what the free guys used to get up until about a month ago, but obviously I had to break it up between what the free guys get, what the $20 a fortnight guys get, and what the $50 the Josh Puppers get. So the all-inclusive guys, yeah, obviously get this as well. I'm going to break it up, guys. Let's go game by game. Let's go first game. Buller, $29 on Better first try scorer. That's slam dunk. Like, no one likes the Tigers, but they've been in crap form. No Coruscant, no Brooks. They're getting smacked every odd week. Sharks are great at smacking shit teams. Like teams that aren't doing so well. Bull at 29's first try scorer. I still like it. It's way better than what our model's got it priced at. Remember, our model takes into consideration the lines in total. So our model knows that the Tigers are big outsiders, and it still has him priced around that sort of like early 20s mark as a fullback. Both bookies, so you can see having priced at that early 20s mark, but then Better's gone 29s, and it's obviously also market value, because market value is the best odds divided by, market value is the best odds divided by the second best odds. So you're looking at 29 compared to 23, and there's a clear difference, which is why you see green there. It's just a simple percentage. There's like no more, it's not any more complex than that. Look, Rudolph and McInnes at 61.51. Like, I do get why our model likes it, and they are priced much better. I just struggle to take middle forwards around $50 or $60 odds if they're not well-known try scorers. McInnes scored a try a couple of weeks ago, and I love his running style. So I think closer to game day, if you make sure that he's starting and he's at that 51, I might make that a value pick. But yeah, if you guys are using the odds comparison tool, you're looking out for this green, the value sections, especially model and market. But there's an article and a YouTube series explaining all this. So I'm not going to go into more detail. If you do have questions, ask us on the Value Punting channel. But you can't say that there's no resources. Like, I put out the info to try to help you guys understand all this stuff. And aside from that, market value, Hazelton. Oh man, he looked so good. He scored a try last week, and he looked like he was going to score 1 or 2 others. But obviously he's on the bench. So Simpkin at 67, I really like that. I think him and Buller are probably like my 2 favorite players for Tigers players. Here, Simpkin loves a scoot out of dummy half, and Buller is just, he looks like a freak, so I'm keen to go on him. Anytime try scorer, guys. Again, Buller, $4.60 on Better, like that price for him as well. And then first try scorer, second half, I'll have a very quick look. Oh, wait, what the hell? How did I miss that? Sorry. First try scorer, look at this. Bang! Stefano Utsikamanu, $91 on Sportsbet is ridiculous. In his career, he's done it every 23 games, and you're getting 91s. I get it. I know the Sharks are strong favorites, but that is an incredible price. And if you look at last try scorer, he should be up there as well. I think it's 81. I love Fanor Bole at 101s. I love Utsikamanu at 81s. So just to rehash out, I realize people listening to this, I'm not saying the bookies. Bole's prices are on tab, guys. He's 81 FTS, 101 LTS tab. Utsikamanu FTS 91, LTS 81. That's Sportsbet. And Buller's stuff was on Better. Buller 29 FTS Better. His ATS price was 460 on Better. Cool. All right, guys. I'm going to move on. I'm going to scoot through this a little bit. Murdoch Masilla, he should be playing left edge back row 51s. For first try scorer on Neds and play up, which I like. Market value, nope, nothing amazing. And high odds, guys, no, nothing standout. First try scorer, second half, sorry. Damn it, Michael Molo was $81 on tab. I got that out to the premium guys last night. He's now being crunched in. I think 61s is he's okay at best, but he's looked good. He scored a try a couple of weeks ago. I like him as a try scorer. But aside from that, I think that's it for first try scorer. Anytime try scorer, don't think there's any great value there. No, there isn't. Eels Warriors, anytime try scorer, $10.50 Sportsbet, Tohu Harris. He's pretty much 3 green lights, but he's just like got a busted knees. I'm not going to call this a value pick, but if you think he's going to score a try, that is a great price, $10.50 on Sportsbet. Sivo at $2.10. I just struggle to get on him with no Dylan Brown, no Moses, no Gutho, and obviously Hodgson's missing as well. Look, I don't love Parra in this game, so I don't love Sivo, to be honest. First try scorer, Davey 41s, I would like. He's looked decent, But with the chance that Lane comes to start for him, I'm going to stay away from that one, to be honest. He's on the edge, on the left edge. Aside from that, nope, happy to stay away there. Oh, yeah, Junior Bolo, 67s, FTS on Neds, Blue Bet, Play Up, and Unibet. Really like that. But aside from that, I think I'm happy to stay away from most. FTS second half. Oh, actually, sorry, 1 second. I'll find. No, I'm happy to stay away from most. Oh, Sean Lane 34s on, where is he? Neds. Really like that because he's obviously a back rower. So even if he's on the bench, you might get the first 20 or 30 minutes on the bench and then go into the back row, and then 34 is a really good price for him. The other one I like, by the way, is I think Ogden. There you go. Ogden is 67s for first try scorer on Blue Bet and Unibet. He scored the first try at 67s 2 rounds ago, maybe 3 rounds ago. I was pretty salty because I didn't tip it because I thought the price was like okay for him, and then obviously it ended up bloody getting up. South's Bulldogs, guys, first try scorer. Topine 34, better. He's playing in the centers. I really like him as a player. I can't believe he doesn't get more of a gig at the Bulldogs. But the South's team is missing Walker, Cook, Latrell, and Murray. They're 4 best players, and Koala and Graham. So I reckon the Dogs try. So it's like what Jacob from Tripod says sometimes with his tipping, right? Like you some teams get smacked and everyone's off them, but it's the NRL. It's one of the closest comps in the year, in the world, sorry. And you still need to look at try scorers for teams when they get out to ridiculous prices. So Topine, $34, first try scorer on Bet R he's playing center in the Dogs Rabbitohs game. Braden Burns at 29 as well, who's the other center on Bet R as well. Where are we? Havili, the Rabbitohs hooker, 51s on 365. He's a nugget. He's a unit. I like that. And Burden was $34 on TAB for everything. He's now at 29, and I still like it, to be honest. FTS and a few other markets. Burton on TAB. Market value, so Havili 51 stands out. But aside from that, I think that's... I don't know who Ben Lovett is. I'm sort of hesitant to call that a value pick where I've never seen him play. Anytime try scorer, who do we have? I'm pretty happy to stay away from most of these guys. Yeah, I think Blake Wilson, by the way, because he's a rookie, our model doesn't read him right. So they've got him priced a bit too short, I think. Anyways, I'd probably stay away from Wilson unless you really like that price. Cool, I'm going to move on to the next game. Titans, Dolphins, K-Brom. I reckon he won't play the whole game on the edge. So he's $8.50 on play up, $8.25 on Neds. And our model does like it, but he just hasn't looked great this year. I also don't know if he's going to play 80 minutes on the edge. So I'm personally going to stay away from that one. Market value for anytime try scorer. Not happy to stay away from these. First try scorer model value, 441 on 365 Neds and play up. If you want to back in our model, he did score 2 tries in Magic Round from memory. Could be a good one there. And who do we have? K-Brom, Bromwich, 51 on Neds and play up. 51s for first try scorer. Stimson, 41s on 365. I think with Stimson and especially Stimson and Bromwich, actually, they're just those second rollers that always show up as value, but I really can't see them scoring tries. So I think when they get out to like 67s and stuff, like you kind of always have to get on. At 51s and 41s, I'm kind of like a bit iffy, but yeah, it's up to you if you want to back in our model, or I might actually end up having to make these picks because there's a few players missing from the Titans. Tino, Fodawaker, Fafita, and Brimson. With all those guys missing, K-Rom at 51s, I might have to get on that as a value pick. It's way better price than every other bookie, and it's way better price than our model thinks it should be. So I'll have to weigh it up, but at least you know where the prices are, guys. Market value wise, nope. Mark Nichols would be amazing at 81s if he was starting, but he's on the bench, which is frustrating. And then first try score second half. I don't know what the bookies are doing here, but like everyone's at like 54s or below, which is really frustrating because some of these guys like Wallace and Nichols, you guys know that I love getting on, but yeah, unfortunately, no good price for these. I'll see closer to game day. Like obviously for the premium guys, I'm online an hour before every game, hunting team lists and good prices. If any of these pop up to like a 61, a 71, an 81 out of like Wallace or Jared Wallace, a Mark Nichols for FTS second half, any of these guys, you want to see at least 61, I reckon. 51, then it's like, oh, maybe. Even 56, and I'd be tempted. It just feels shitty to be getting on FPS second halves at 51s unless they're really proven price scorers. But anyways, we'll see closer to game day. But that's it, guys, from the punters preview for round 19 of the NRL. I'll be, obviously, you guys know I'm active on Discord and socials when the NRL games are on. As I said, if you Google Wicky Linktree, almost everything on our site is for free. If you do punt quite a bit or you love what we do, give us a like on socials and check out Wicky Premium if that's something you're interested in. The Josh Pumpers, as I said, guys, I think we filled out just over 30 of the 50 spots in 3 weeks. So it's probably only the next sort of like couple of weeks. And there's obviously only like 10 weeks in the season. So if you want to give it a crack, maybe give it a crack now. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. But when we hit the 50, we are gonna cut it off for the season. Anyways, guys, good luck. Gamble responsibly. Enjoy the weekend of NRL. Enjoy all the hype around Freddie's selections for the Origin or Game 3 of the State of Origin. And I'll catch you later. Good luck, guys. Gamble responsibly.